Hi, this is Jeff Lesher with What's the Point? And the point this week has to do with loving the work and how you can create space and opportunity for as many people as possible in your employment to, in fact, love what they do. And a big factor in that is giving them the opportunity to author how it is that they do the work. So if you think about something as mechanized as a McDonald's food prep process, there's an order in which everything is done. That would be roughly antithetical to doing the work in one's own way. And the likelihood is if the objective was reset not to put the cheese on and then the pickles on and then the mustard on and then the ketchup on or whatever the sequence actually is, but to neatly build a sandwich which contains all of those elements in 12 seconds or less, and then give people the opportunity to see how somebody experienced does it, and over time, the latitude to do it in the way that they may prefer. And that when you do that, it creates a connection to the work, much like one feels when he or she is in a romantic relationship. Now, this is kind of goofy, but the hormones, for example, that are released in the body when things are humming along at work are very similar to what happens when one is in a satisfying romantic relationship. Now, that's kind of the good news. The weirder news is that what that means is, from a supervisor perspective, you thought that your goal in life perhaps was finding that one true love, that person with whom you could connect and relate in ways that maximized all your positives and minimized anything that might be considered a negative. And now, opportunity maybe, challenge certainly, you need to do that with as many people as you supervise directly as possible, which could be all of them, which could be a lot of them. Wow. So we don't just have one true love, we could have scores of true loves, at least in terms of how we relate in a business setting, and that's really important. So there's a lot out there. The current issue of Harvard Business Review has a ton of interesting and good stuff, and operationally, a lot of this is based on things that you already know, or certainly that you've heard us talk about, which includes, and in my view, begins with two principal things that I would encourage you to get on and get after today. And if you need help with them, reach out to us or other experts, although I think we are particularly good at this, and we'll help you. So number one, role clarity. What are the essential components and outputs of excellence, of high performance in critical roles? Most organizations simply do not have clarity about that. So everybody's kind of making it up as they go along. And in the best case scenario, you have people doing things in a really spectacularly effective way, and they're not shared. Nobody really knows them. So role clarity, define excellence. That's the first part. The second part is to engage with your team individually through one-on-ones regularly. I cannot enunciate that any better. Do it a lot. Have commitment to a certain amount of time. I wrestle with organizations all the time about this. I talk to my people every day, people say, but they don't. And they certainly don't in the way that we're talking about. Finding out how people are and connecting on the level of the individual. What are the essential needs of the work romance, again, in this context. And the other part is that it doesn't create, and the way in which people typically meet doesn't result in really candid, active dialogue that allows both of you, the job holder, and you, the supervisor, to tailor the opportunities to establish as much growth and mobility as possible. The career path, and I've been saying this for years, is out. Nobody wants lockstep like this as much as what they want are opportunities to learn, opportunities to experiment, opportunities to be challenged, opportunities to frankly celebrate, and opportunities to put their own stamp on something. You have to help them do that, and role clarity and regular meetings are two essential ways to get there. Those are the points this week. Go do them and let us know how it's going.